People in West Virginia are being told to stay away from their tap water.
Up to 300,000 people are being told not to touch the tap water.
There is no water, and that brings concern.
For safety, we would just ask that everyone please do not use any tap water.
Not to use it for anything, cooking, bathing, washing, anything at all.
If you get it on your skin, you'll get a skin rash. If you breathe it or drink it, but especially I think breathe it, it'll irritate your nose, throat, upper respiratory.
The water supply for hundreds of thousands became tainted after a chemical spilled into the Elk River. The leak happened just about a mile north of the state's largest water treatment plant. The material, a foaming agent used to clean coal, began leaking from a 48,000-gallon storage tank at Freedom Industries, a chemical manufacturer.
Everyone is drinking bottled water, even the dogs and pet mouse. But with no idea when the water will be usable again, Taylor's stocked the van with bottled water and hand sanitizer for the ride to her sister's, where the water is safe.
The chemical spill in Charleston, but it was like opening up a Pandora's box of issues about water, not just in our state, but nationwide.
And we'd confirmed that, yes, this came from the governor's office, and it is a do not use order, which is different than a boil water advisory, which is, I think, what a lot of people maybe wondered at first. Is this just a boil water advisory? We get those all the time. And it quickly became clear this was not a boil water advisory. This was something much more serious.
It was clear almost immediately that no one was prepared for something like that to happen.
There was a proclamation from Governor Tomblin that said, do not use the water in Charleston. And that was really kind of the gist of it. I didn't know what else to expect, and I was just looking for more answers, as everybody was, I'm sure, but it was just kind of a panic thing, thinking that the water is out. There is no water. Do not use your water.
It became pretty clear pretty quickly that no one in Kanawha County or virtually anywhere in West Virginia was ready for something like that to happen.
But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious, serious situation, and not one that's just, oh, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone.
I was over at the Capitol, and I remember coming back and smelling something in the air, but not really thinking anything of it.
Seeing the infrastructure come into place basically for emergency water rationing was interesting.
There's a lesson in that, that the less we protect, the more dependent we become on a very, very scarce resource.
It became a Twitter event. It became a social media event.
On Twitter during the water crisis, it truly was the 7 stages of grief, because no one knew how to react.
It's one of the best examples I've seen of the way social media very quickly engages large numbers of people and can give quick snippets of information, updates to a continuing story in a very effective way.
The reality of it wasn't necessarily that we were looking at the tip of a critical infrastructure failure in Charleston's water system, but more of a nuisance.
And that doesn't mean saying nothing can happen around water, because again, there's so much water that's not even close to possible. But we do have to be vigilant when it comes to being protective of it.
I think from an economic standpoint, there were so many people that couldn't go out and afford to go get a hotel room, couldn't afford to go drive 30, 40, 50 miles to another place to take a shower, to do their laundry, to do the necessities with water.
No one was prepared for it, but also trying to fathom what it was like to be completely cut off, to not have an appropriate supply of drinking water, or to only have to be able to shower in a public space every couple of days if you're lucky.
With this, anyone that lived in Charleston or the 9 counties that were affected were directly involved, including all the media.
Our staff, our reporters, their families, many of them, I think nearly all of them, they lived in apartments and in homes where they didn't have water either. So this was a story that they were covering, but they were also experiencing firsthand.
So much of our state, so much of our businesses, our economy depends on it. It is not just people who care about the environment. They care about the environment because of its value to the people that live here. So we have to be protective of it.
Once the water was turned back on in communities, there were a lot of restaurants and other public establishments that would have a sign saying, you know, we want you to know we're using the water. You can request bottled water if you'd like. Acknowledging that there was that sense of distrust and concern about the safety of the water, even once the system had, you know, gone back to normal.
I don't know that we'll ever trust the city water system in Charleston again.